So when it comes to the sensation side, it's the reaction from status, midheaven, to interrelationships, to partnerships. We're starting to react to whether someone's there for me or not, whether we're sharing or not. It's not a feeling. It's a social thing. Well, this is nice. We can adjust this. Hey, let's just go here. We can't fit everyone in today. Let's go see these 3 people, call the other person, and set up something the next day. Or it's how we interact with each other. It's how we share, how 2 people get together and share their resources and can communicate. I'm not happy. Oh, here, I'll make you happier. I'm not happy. So what? Like it's just that we all have this point of getting feedback socially. So if a boss starts yelling at you in front of everyone else, it creates not only thinking, it creates a disassociated sensation, you're not being sensitive to me. But when people are talking to each other and communicating, boy, it solves a lot of problems. It can fix things and prevent it from becoming really deep personal issues. A lot of psychologists or people advising people with wherever your Venus is, the sun's not going to be that far away from it. So it might be in the next quadrant, one way or the other, but like a lot of psychologists would have the sun, or counselors would have the sun in 7th, 8th, 9th house. Business people too, but the joint investment, the right or wrong between people, and being able to evaluate that, the social values, personal values are down in the intuitive section. I value this, I want this, but this is right, that's wrong. Do we help poor people? Do we do it? What is social values? How are we sharing in any relationship? It would be, is our joint money that we've put together to have our house, to have our kids or whatever, do we get an equal amount? Do your friends, does your energy, your 11th house, do your friends and my friends, do we spend the same amount of money on your friends as I do on my friends? Is the same importance or value on your friends or my friends? Whose friends are more important? Who we spend more money on? So in a relationship, what friends you have, how much money you spend around it, well, often it's tied to where your kids are, what's going on in the school year, when you're adjusting around it. But there's still big battles about if the husband expects the boss is coming, you got to be there, you got to make the dinner for me and everything like this. But if your boss came down and you said you got to be there, will he be there? Either way, like it's like this is the sensation of interreactions on what's good and what's bad. I'm being paid, I'm not being paid, I'm being like, this person likes me, can they come over? Whatever. So this is the sensations that when it goes below the horizon, it becomes a feeling, an obsession, an indulgence. I've taken this, I feel beautiful, I feel unliked, I feel wanted. And it affects not only our outer social, it pulls us away from our social functioning into difficult personal behaviors and personal inner searches, which are valid because those are the things that lead us to spiritual insights. So what you don't want to do when you're working with someone's Venus is just quickly, oh, this is this, you have a concept, oh, it's in this quadrant, okay, it's a feeling, okay, it means that, and just think you know it. You have to work it. You have to slow it down and say, well, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And Venus is 1,000 things. They can't just say, oh, they did this one thing. You got to see it confirmed on 5 or 10 things. You'll see it by how they dress or how they don't dress, whether they're happy or not happy, whether they're beautiful, whether cultured, not cultured, content, not content, vulgar, not vulgar, courteous, not courteous. You want to be thinking of the 2 different sides, and it's based on how you like yourself, what your self-worth, what your values are. If your values are just selfish and someone comes to ask you to help poor people, you're going to have a Republican or conservative view. Why should we help other people? They should work for themselves. Why should I be paying for Medicare or anything? So that's an objective functional outer point, but we all have the 4 quadrants, we all have above, below, rising, setting, we all have all the planets, but they're in different positions. It's a kaleidoscope, and because they're in different positions, they come up with different senses of importance to us. So Venus is insidious. It's hard to say it's just this or just that, but it seduces and affects the way you think, and therefore the way you live and the habits you have of the moon. And it has a tremendous promise before it even tries to affect Mars and other things out in the world. So when the old, in psychology, each planet's like a psychological concept. To me, it's more than that. It's more like the old Indian or Eastern concept that planets are gods. They're living beings that have all these multifaceted sides, like a jewel with many facets. They have all these facets, and we've got them all covered up in dirt. And we might be looking through one or two lenses of, oh, this is a little nice. But some people, then you meet someone that's gone around and been working on their Venus and refined it, and they got all these facets of the jewel. It's almost all polished. Wow, that's really different than looking at a stone on the ground and there's a jewel inside of it. You don't even see it. But you're trying to find appreciation. You're trying to be liked. When Venus is Venus is below the horizon, you want to feel, it's important that you have something you feel good about yourself that isn't dependent on anyone else. A hobby, an art form, a culture, a way of living, it's important. If it's above the horizon, it's important to have friends or have some sense of self-worth out socially, functionally, to have culture around you. Someone with the social functional Venus will have much more difficulty being isolated in a marriage and never going out and just staying home. But someone with the planets below could get caught in that in an unpleasant thing inwardly and not really feel they ever can go out. So to someone with Venus below, the Venus above looks very superficial. So someone with Venus above, the Venus below looks very hung up and obsessive. You know, someone with Venus rising, if you want something, say it, go for it. Don't just brood on it. If someone has someone setting, well, give me some feedback before you show anything. Okay, so let's just go along. Then we get to our main categories. Okay, here we come to we got 3 more sets of categories. These are the normal astrology categories that people that has it's angular, succeeding, cadent, or it's fire, water, air, earth, or self, concerns, rewards, and endings. So and then they have the keywords. So then they accumulate specific keywords and things. So normally in the States, a big part of astrology, memorize the things that relate to house. The second house of money. So anything there is going to affect your money. It's not just money, it's values, it's talents, it's other things. So if you just go in and say just material, it's just about money, Venus is there, I'm going to attract a lot of money. Doesn't always mean that, because do you attract it well or not? There's a challenge for quality around money. It's a nice thing to have because it means you want it, you like it. But you can like it in good ways and bad ways. So you can have Venus in a place, but you have to see, is it working? Is it functioning healing wise, or is it functioning negatively? Is it improving my values and self-worth, or is it diminishing it? And then you think, how could anyone value this, or how can anyone do something like this or that? When someone's discontent or envious or jealous, they can do anything. They're a Gollum character going around. They could kill for what they want. And other you say, how could anyone do that? And so see, it's interesting because with the other planets, we see them much more clearly in the houses, but these ones, Venus, I mean, it's a simple thing, but the things that we just went through, they're the foundations of doing therapy for a person to help someone find themselves or like themselves, or how to make someone improve their self-worth. You need to be able to see it, even if you don't know exactly what it implies, you could come to solutions. If someone's got cerebral palsy, can't move, they're still going to have a mind and emotions. There's still ways of improving their self-worth in a really vulnerable, challenged situation. If it's your kids, you're going to be searching to find those things. Okay. But Venus is trying to get, gimme, get. I want, I like, me, mine, beautiful, want. It's about trying to get things. Aren't I beautiful enough to attract this? I want to attract this. Why do I have to work for it when I can just smile and get it? If I can charm you and seduce you, you'll do all the work and I can be taken care of because I'm so beautiful. So all of the Venus is about getting. You don't really see it. I mean, when you're seeing an outer process about, well, sharing is a spiritual quality of Venus. I'll share with you what I have. I'll give you I really love this. Is my special thing. If you like it, I'll give it to you. Here, you can have it. Wow, that's just detachment. But that's really a good gift. Give something that you love, you don't want to part, and you're able to give it to someone else and let it go. Wow, that's a really evolved Venus. But normally, we're trying to get things where Venus is. So when Venus is rising, I'm pushing to get things. I'm pushing to get more. We have an expectation to get attention. It's when Venus is setting, I'm responding. I'm not pushing. I'm waiting for the response. I'm getting things before I respond. I want the feedback before I do something. When it's above the social things, I want to have positions. I want to have friends. I want to have status. I want to have relationships. So we're looking to get things, and we accumulate things from that, good or bad. When it's below, it's not about the other things. I want to live okay. I want to feel okay about myself. I want to like things. But you're still trying to get these things. So when you're thinking of Venus as in angular houses, these are pushy houses. So how do you push Venus? Well, there's challenges to Venus. So when you push Venus, you could be very vain. You could be pushing in here, have a drink with me, or have this. I like this. You got to have this. You got to do. You can be pushing your tastes, your style on everybody, or not. But so when Venus is in an angular house, there's a tendency to be fairly dramatic and to be pushing what you want outwardly. So in the, let's get this a little bigger. So when the angular house is house of being, I'm being an identity, I'm being secure, I'm being in a relationship, I'm being married, I'm being in a career. These are the four main concerns or types of being. So I'm being myself. This is Robin. This is me. I'm being this. If I had Venus in the first house, I'd be saying, "Hi, don't you like my being? Isn't this?" There'd be a really strong focus on my appearance, my likes, what I'm like, and I'd be projecting that out. And some people think, "Wow, that's so beautiful," and other people think, "What a show off! It's so vain," or whatever. Other people respond differently, but it's going to be dynamic, and it could encourage an artistic projection. There's going to be some style or some judgment of the style that's going to affect one's sense of identity, one's first house. Like your ascendant, your first house is like your self-image. Your inner self-image, not your social self-image. That's your 12th house. Your inner self-image of how good you are in putting it. I'll dress up I'm going to the fair. Everybody's going to wear this. I'll wear this. I'm going to be this style. I'm going to go as this person. I'm going to add with this charm. You're going to have this Venus element. So when it's positive, you'll see the charm and you'll see the beauty and the style. The person's coming in, they're always being nice and being pleasant to you. You meet them and you don't see them down. They're always up. But when it's down, when they're down or when their Venus is repulsed or grossed, they're going to be pushing that too. So person can think, "Gee, I want to have a baby, and it's so beautiful. Here's my beautiful baby. Baby's screaming. Everybody's tired. The mother's tired. Everybody's tired. She's still having to go out and do something. You make me at a very culturally deprived moment or in a very gross situation. It's still going to be projected. Just what I'm doing. Deal with it." So it can come out very cultural, come out very discultural, or it can come out very vulgar. It can come out really gross, but whatever your Venus is, wherever it is, good or bad, it's going to be strung onto your identity, and people are going to notice it. You're going to feel, "I'm projecting this. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. I can't stand this. I won't go see that concert." You're going to be very opinionated about what you like or don't like. It's going to be your identity. It's going to be always evaluating what you like or don't like. I mean, we're all doing it, but it's going to come out on your image, on your face. So it should usually, you expect it positively to be someone who's charming, who's trying to seduce. It'd be nice to get what they want, project things out nice, and have nice things around and wear nice clothes like that. But when it's negative, you're putting out your discontent and how it's not what you like, and you're still going to put it out like a strong ego. It's like your identity. So when it's there, the sun will be somewhere around that, and the Mercury will be somewhere around that. So there'll be a bunch of them working together to build up your self-confidence in your sun.